it's really, really very important that we look at all these perspectives and have the right collaboration from the start.
Yeah, are there maybe also examples where things went wrong?
No, of course not.
As an engineer, I'm also now able to just participate in these interviews and really seeing what is the vision that we're trying to craft together with both the product but also with the customer. For me, that gives a lot of pride.
Leo Fender, he invented, well, not per se invented, but he invented the first real electric guitar because he was started listening to his customers.
Okay, Tim, you're back again.
Yeah, there we are.
And today we're going to talk about the wonderful world of product-led.
Yeah, really interesting topic though, so I'm quite curious to dive in already.
Yeah, we have two special guests. We have Noha Shafik and Michel Faas. And it would be nice if you guys could introduce yourself, maybe starting with Noha.
Yeah, hello, Tim and Anthony. My name is Noha Shafik. I'm head of engineering in Partner Journey domain at Bol. I'm originally from Egypt. I have more than 20 years of experience in the industry in telecom, banking, and now e-commerce. Worked in Egypt and the Netherlands, and my background is in computer science and I have a master's degree in business. Yeah, and I'm very happy to be here today with both of you and with Michel, of course.
I think you're forgetting something. You're also kind of a social media icon sensation.
Yeah, so I really like to share knowledge and to really try to inspire people and to give some lessons learned from my own experience.
Yeah.
So I'm also doing on the side public speaking workshops, but also have my own. I did the Lighthouse framework, which is came from the acceptance and commitment therapy, which is really that everybody should find their own lighthouse, which has their values and purpose. And that's something I really promote for and speak about everywhere. So that's my other side with the social media and with public speaking.
Amazing. Maybe you can also share in the speaker notes something about your lighthouse.
Okay.
Would love that. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, awesome.
Michel.
Yeah, my name is Michel Faas, and I'm the head of product for marketing and advertising within Bol. So in total, 17 teams there working on all the tech stack that's needed to deliver those value propositions. I've worked for about 15 years now already in product management. So being a PO myself and PM, etc., etc. So I've done all the work over there.
Yeah.
And I'm Dutch. So I'm just a very original Dutch guy living in Haarlem, and I love to make sure that you can connect the business goals with customer value and really find the sweet spot over there to deliver the best for Bol also, but also for our customers.
Yeah. And what's a fun fact that people don't know about you?
Wow, that's a good question.
That's tricky.
I play guitar and bass, so I play in bands. So
cool.
I'm also on Spotify with the band. So maybe we could also.
Yeah, we can also.
We'll have to know it's because we don't get any traction over there. So
okay, let's see if we can help there a little bit.
Exactly, might be good.
Yeah,
nice. And what kind of genre do you play?
Nowadays, it's more or less just pop rock kind of cover thing. But I'm also in a SmartLab collective. Okay. So playing a lot of SmartLab music, which is actually fun. I don't like the music, but it's fun to do. So and long time ago, I played a lot of rock and indie kind of music. So that's when I was still young. So
and you had long hair until
long hair. I was having quite long hair indeed.
Yeah. You can envision it.
You need to see pictures.
No, in the show notes.
Don't do.
I cannot even imagine. So we'll be very interested to see these pictures.
Okay, share a picture. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All embarrassing things aside, we going to talk about product-led. So maybe can you guys explain in a sentence, like for my grandfather, what is product-led?
For me, it's fairly simple. We all work for the same company, right? So we want to achieve business goals, but we also know that we can only do it when our customers want to pay for it. So it's for us making sure that we understand the business goals and try to find and make value for our customers, so they want to pay for us. So that can be consumers buying stuff at Bol, but also partners selling stuff on Bol, and we need to find out the best way of doing that to thrive as a company.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have something to add there, Noha?
Yeah, I think I agree with everything Michel said, and maybe to add that really thinking from the customer perspective.
Yeah.
So in the old times, it was always about business outputs and the financial gains and so on. But we sometimes forget to think from the customer eyes. And I think product-led is all about really listening very carefully to our customers, the needs, and have like a shorter feedback loops. And that's really about product-led. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. And so how do you do it? So indeed, listening to the customer. But what is the magic behind it?
The magic is validating. Never assume. Always think about, we think this is true, and then how to validate if it's true before actually start building it and delivering it. So it's always about the discovery part. Always try to understand what is driving our customers, what are their needs, and don't then start building it, but start validating first. Because if you don't do, everything is a guess. So you really need to understand, let's say, that before you build it. But it also comes together, of course, with tech, because we also have to build it. So it also be feasible for us to build it, to maintain it, to run it. So there's also a tech side on it. So it's a combination of a lot of factors. But validating is the first thing to do.
It's the key.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you talked about collaborating with tech. So what role does collaboration play in this whole product-led?
Yeah, I think it's a very important role. We have like the 7 principles of product-led, and one of them is the cross-craft collaboration. And very important that we have a proper collaboration on all levels between tech and product, but also with design and analytics to make sure that we are touching all the 4 principles or the 4 aspects for the product, like viability, visibility, usability, and the value. So so I think it's really very important that we look at all these perspectives and have the right collaboration from the start. I agree with Michel about the discovery. This is very important part. We missed earlier that for engineering, for example, we were directly focusing on the delivery. We get like the requirements, delivering features, but we didn't spend enough and proper time to do discovery. And now I'm very happy to see that it's not like separate, like discovery is for product and delivery is for engineering. No, we are both in discovery and delivery phases. And of course, there are like more role for product side to be in the discovery and more role for the engineering side to be in the delivery. But we are in both places and really have the discussion going and the alignment. So I think that's share here.
I also think that's super nice to really have the customer-centric in like every decision we're making. And for me, like I'm quite a rookie, so I started here at Bol 4 years ago-ish. And I think back in the day, we already were in the transition of moving more towards product-led and really restructuring. I'm just really curious, like because I see a lot of companies nowadays moving to these structures of product-led. Like, where is this originating from, or why is it growing so rapidly? Do you have like a thought about that, where it's coming from?
I think it comes from Silicon Valley, like a lot of things do. But in the end, it's not. It's maybe it's the word product-led or whatever, because product-led is not per se the product manager leading this stuff. It's more that being a company that thinks its product delivers the value for our customers. So we all want to be product-led to make sure that we deliver that value through our products. So that's the word product-led there. But in the end, I think the best innovations, even before Silicon Valley was there, was done product-led. Really understanding, let's say, what things you need to fix for your customers to deliver that value. So I always give this example of a guy called Leo Fender. He invented, well, not per se invented, but he invented the first real electric guitar, because he was started listening to his customers, his guitar players, understanding, let's say, what they need in a guitar to play well and to sound well. So we really start listening to them, start building prototypes, and slowly let them move towards the best guitar ever, the Fender Stratocaster, for example, which is still in production these days. And that's also product-led. So it's not, it doesn't have per se a starting point, but just making sure that you really understand and have the need to really understand what the customer drives before you start building stuff. So that's a very important one. And that's, but I think Marty Gagan was the first one to write in a very, let's say, famous book, which described not only what product-led is, but also how the different roles should work together in that phase, and how you validate basically your assumptions towards possible outcome for our customers.
Yeah, I see. And it's also super interesting, to be honest, because for me, like, again, being quite new, it was super interesting to see how here at Bol we collaborate, and even between the discovery phase that we're doing and designing and integrating UX design into it, really seeing what is the actual problem that we're trying to solve here and how can we make it work from technical, but also just from the user perspective. And I really see the value of it, and I think that's it's really cool to see.
Yeah. What was the name of that book you were talking about?
My God, I forgot the name of the
Yeah,
book.
Inspired.
Inspired.
This
yeah.
is the first one, and I think after that there's Empowered, and now it's
I loved. Yeah.
Transformed.
Transformed.
Yeah.
So
So he
multiple
has
books.
multiple books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can also share them in the notes.
Yeah, they are very nice books, and I think also after Marty Kagan spoke about this and wrote the books, and also is giving a lot of tours, speaking about the product led and the value of this way of working. I think a lot of companies became interested and implemented this new way of working, and it was the biggest thing after Agile transformation. So, but it's even paying off better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are there any misconceptions about this whole concept? People misunderstanding what it is and how it works?
Yeah, definitely. So sometimes we get this feeling that, or even some feedback from people that, so then product is leading because it's product led. So now engineering, they don't do anything, but that's not true. So it's really about how we think about it. So it's really about to deliver a right product and really thinking from the customer perspective. So it's not about who is leading. It's really about what we are looking at and the value. So this is the biggest misconception we got, and also some feedbacks and concerns we got also from engineers, but from different people in the organization.
Yeah, maybe tying into that. So Bol has originally a very autonomous culture. So how does product led handle the autonomy versus the alignment and the direction? Is there anything in the concept which deals with this?
Well, I think it always starts with a company having a vision, right, to know where you want to go to, before actually teams can start contributing to that one. At the same time, and I think that's the autonomy part, teams often have an own product, so that's part of the bigger product in the end, which they also can evolve in. So, and that always have to contribute, of course, to the higher goal of the company.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways, right? So you have to set some goal, because then teams know where to move towards. But let's say in the realm of a product team or a product group, you can really also set your own goals to make sure that your product itself is consumed by other types of product within the company. So it goes both ways.
Okay.
But to have a vision and to have a strategy there is vital also for your product to thrive in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what is also important is to give autonomy in a framework, or like freedom in a framework.
Yeah.
To like help, and this is really to help people to do the right things and not bother about security or like compliance or these kind of things. So also to give some tools or ways how they can collaborate together. What are the moments or the milestones we need to really make, like the checks. We need to really make sure that we are aligned, and all this is like the guardrails or that the tools we are giving people to really be autonomous. And to deliver in the right way.
It also feels like it makes the orchestration of like a bigger company way easier with regards to responsibilities and who's doing what. Is that something we've seen as well here, or would you say that's not always the biggest thing you might see when you incorporate it in your company?
I think it's essential. It's also the most difficult part, because you have to, of course, define boundaries around it, let's say, product scope, and make sure that they collaborate amongst the different product groups to become there. So the autonomy is very important also, but it only works when everything, let's say, can be connected. And that often is very difficult if you have deliver one platform. A lot of things are intertwined, so you got a lot of dependencies. So making sure that teams are able to be autonomous in their own, let's say, group, and making sure that they are integrate with the rest. I think that's the biggest challenge in your team topology, the way you set up teams, the way you guide teams. It's a crucial part of being an effective organization, being product-led.
Yeah.
Yeah, are there maybe also examples where things went wrong and some lessons learned from that?
No, of course not.
Is the biggest promoter for product led, biggest believer, Michel. Maybe can I share the role? Yeah. So we are, some people are still struggling with the roles and responsibilities. And what is my role? What is like, if I'm an EM, what is my role as an engineering manager? And what is the PM or the GPM role, the product manager role? And we don't want to step on each other's shoes. So, but at the same time, we think that really shared responsibility, shared accountability is the most important thing. And the thing that we tried to do from the start is to build the foundation of trust and understanding, and to really communicate better with each other, because then we can easily work and like see what is the role of you, of me, and really have like good intentions. So really building the right trust and speaking to each other, communicating with each other, that's very important. And really like the clear roles and responsibility and the separation, like clear separation in a document, this is something I don't like, and I don't want to say that it's for everyone. We really need to make sure that every team has their own nature, every product, then leave it up to the leadership, the people there to decide what is their role. Maybe it works for them and it doesn't work for another team. So the most important thing is shared accountability and responsibility and trust. So this is the thing that we like lesson learned.
And also what you say, right? There's no one size fits all. So it really depends on the product, the majority of the team, the size of the team, the stakeholder field which surrounds the team. It's a lot of different components that set up a good team. And things often go bad, right? Because teams are not, there's no trust in the team, for example. So there's too much clear separation of task and role. So people kind of wait for each other or don't cooperate. And so timelines are getting very long. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. Within the company, it's a very important part also, again, with team topology, the guidance to make sure that you give the autonomy to the team, but also within the team making sure that it works for the team. And that's often where it goes wrong. You don't do it well.
I love this insight actually. That's like the whole concept is also built on a human level, on the trust part and the communication and the relations. That's also acknowledged as super important.
In the end, those are people in the team.
It's completely right.
The most important part of everything you do.
You're
people.
Right.
Yeah, and this is why maybe to mention the example of the Lighthouse. So what I really like for people and my team is really first to think about what is your own values and purpose and Lighthouse, and then we can sit together as a team and see, okay, what are our common values and what is our team Lighthouse. Then we really work on the foundation of trust and understanding, and then everything else will be easier afterwards. So this is what I try also to implement or to use the Lighthouse concept in work. And I think it's really aligned with having shared purpose and not like confusing or giving different signals to our team. Because I've been in places before that, the engineering is saying or giving some directions to the team, but also product and business are coming and giving different directions. And then the team are really like very stressed. They don't know who to hear or who to listen to. And having a shared voice and shared purpose is very important.
I fully agree and can relate, to be honest. Like I've seen a lot of cases indeed where the combination between like more how we tend to call it the business side and the tech side were clutching a bit because, well, their visions were clutching. And I do feel like indeed it's way different. Like we're having the same goal, same vision right now. So that's nice to learn today. Indeed, that's also part of product led. So that's super cool.
So this. So how did you achieve this mind shift?
Still achieving it today. So it's hard work always, let's say. But I think it starts also with Noah saying is if you don't have a shared understanding of your purpose, and if you don't have a shared goal, then you miss out stuff. And then I think the next thing you really need to do is making sure that you work on trust, because that's the foundational work. So you can work on goals in the end to start, let's say, trying to achieve goals. But if there's no layer of trust in there in the team, you will fail in the end. So I think that's the most important part to work, especially in a new team or a team which is not functioning very well. Build that level of trust first before acting to the next level, because else you will never get anything out of it, because teams start to become more defensive. People start, let's say, not working together anymore. So the foundational is trust, and that's not something you can build and then it's done. It's always something you have to, let's say, to give energy. Especially when teams are changing in the setup or goals are changing. You really have to, again, go back to the trust level to make sure that it happens. And if not, it's not a good team.
So, what would be the tips? Suppose people want to go into this direction. Should they stop doing? What should they start doing? What could you give them as advice?
Yeah, I think start the conversation first about why we are doing this and the value of it, and this like create sense of urgency.
Yeah.
So if we are not data driven and if we are not listening to our customers, what will happen to us after a year? And that's basically what really product-led brings us. Product-led brings us to really listen to our customers, deliver the right thing for the customer, but also for the business. And if we are not doing this now, are we going to still survive next year or not?
Okay.
So I think start the conversation, explain the why, create sense of urgency, and then also keep the dialogue open. So listen to your people. What are their concerns? Explain, give like sessions, or like walk-in sessions, open meetings, everything. So really speak together and give the right context and understanding. And at the end, there is something very, very challenging we see a lot. Of course, now we have, I think in all companies now, a scarcity of people, of resources, but also we have to do more with less.
Yeah.
And we have to prioritize a lot. So sometimes we have also to kill our darlings or kill your product.
Yeah.
And that's personally for me, it's very difficult. And I see it also for other people and for teams, for example, working on a product for 5 years or 10 years, or I saw some people even killing products that they were working on for 20 years. It's very difficult. And please don't be married to your product. So really start to think, okay, it's just a product. It's just work.
Yeah.
And what is the value out of it? Or what is the outcome? And then we are going to create another outcome or like another product that serves this outcome. So if you think about really the value instead of thinking about the real product you build or the system you build, I think that would be really good. So that's one of the tips I would encourage everybody to think about it, because it will be not anymore about systems or dashboards or features. It's really about value and outcome. And this is why also I recommend a very good book, Outcomes Over Output. Okay. This is one of the very good books I read that explained this concept of what is the difference between an outcome and output.
Mm-hmm. I think we're getting a lot of good tips here.
Yeah, but it's nice. I mean, it is definitely a better outcome whenever you do some sort of research or discovery on something and you find out really early, okay, we're building maybe something or discovering something that our users are not asking for or not even wanting in the system. I think it's good then to have a good outcome of, okay, we're not going that direction instead of only listening to the output, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So where do you see, so we've been working product-led for a while now, huh? Where do you see product-led within Bol in, say, 2 years? Where are we then?
Oh, we currently, we have last year changed our setup, and we are actually also now working to, for example, provide teams with a better bounded context, making sure that they really know what is the product and what's the boundary for the product, and also making sure that they expose the functionality in the data through regular APIs, which makes it much more easy also to be really, let's say, a kind of composable platform that can really also use their internal customers as the customers. So not only the customers as being partners or consumers, but also other teams. I think that's a change we are making right now as a company, which is very good, because then you really get also for a team much more the effort to making sure that they know what they own, where they're from, and also listening into the internal customers, being the other teams to work together on bringing value to the customers. So also making sure that they don't duplicate the effort in duplicate functionalities, for example. So really start owning their bounded context. Yeah. I think that's a step we are now currently making. I already see in some of our teams who are a bit ahead of the rest because of they were capable too. They're really making effort in there. You see the value coming out of it directly, because the teams are also getting much quicker in understanding who they are, what they can contribute to other teams, and where they should focus on. It really helps the teams also to be more sharp and focused.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
sounds great. Yeah. And maybe an obvious question. So the rise of AI, how will that impact the collaboration, which is an important part of this whole concept? What will be the impact of this?
Yeah, I think it's very aligned with the direction. So if we look at, as I mentioned, the product-led principles, one of them is the data-driven approach, and the other one is experimentation. And I think, and also listening to the customer, and I think this is the heart of AI. Yeah. So we don't want to use AI as a goal. we know all about this, but really as a tool to achieve what we the outcome we want for our customer or partner. And I think it's really goes very well together. So when you ask the question, the last question, I think what we want to see after 2 years really is to have this product as the normal way of working. Everybody is doing it very naturally. This is how we do things. A lot of experiments. Data is really the heart of our work, and really listening to our customers. And AI is all about data, and it's all about experimentation. Then we are very free, and we are trust very well that we have the reliable foundation and the reliable data and sources that we can build our models and experiments and outcomes to our customers. So this feeling will help us to be more creative, be really in the lead, and give our people the space and the freedom.
Yeah.
So I think this way of working, product-led, will even empower and enable AI more and more.
Interesting. I'm really looking forward to the coming years. Sounds great. Maybe one thing. So you talked about the 7 principles. I would like to ask each of you, what is your favorite principle? And maybe you can elaborate a little bit on that principle.
Yeah, for me, it comes back to what Noah earlier said, is the collaboration between the teams, because in the end, it's about teams and process and, of course, and product. Those are the 3 things of product-led. But it always starts with people. So if you don't have a solid foundation of good working people, you can try to, let's say, mitigate it with having good processes, but processes are just ways of getting people together. And if they don't want to be together or whatever, or can be together working, it's going to change the outcome. So for me, that's the most vital part of it, because that team with the right purpose will understand they have to find value for customers and then build it and deliver it. And that also combines with the company goals. But that's the core team. So that's the machine who has to do it in the end. So and you all need each other, because you have engineers, you have product managers, analysts, you have the designers, all with a specific craft. But collaboration there is key to do everything, because if you miss out on that one, there's nothing come out of it. So for me, it's key. And also AI is helping there, of course, to move away the mundane work, to use certain technologies like an LLM, let's say, but then use it very small for your specific use cases.
Yeah.
Also, the outside world changes. People start looking different, let's say, within product setup. But in the end, that's a tool. It's about collaboration. So for me, that's the key one to pick out always.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and for me, it's the data-driven approach, because I think it touches many things, like listening to your customers and partners, but also listening to your people. So, and really, we cannot assume anymore. We really need to listen to the data and to see what is the impact of our work, and to have very short feedback loops, and to adapt and fail fast. So that's very important, and that's what is the closest one to my heart.
Nice.
Yeah, what's up for you?
I don't know the 7 principles by heart.
Okay.
I have to admit. But I agree with both of them. They both make a lot of sense to me. And I think a lot of the emphasis in this talk was really on the people, the collaboration, listening to each other. Don't assume, but validate. I think those are like the key things which go to my mind, at least after this talk. The takeaways for me. What are your takeaways, Tim?
Was experimenting one of the 7?
Yeah.
So I really like it, how we're doing it in a product-led way now, and really, as an engineer, I'm also now able to just participate in these interviews that we're doing with customers, and really seeing what is the vision that we're trying to craft together with both the product but also with the customer. For me, that gives a lot of pride, but also gives a lot of steering and the feeling of we're doing something good here. Yeah. And I really like that. Yeah. I think that's way nicer than having a brainstorm with your team and trying to find what might be the thing that you have, the problem you have to solve. So that's something that really switched for me in the way I'm thinking.
So a really great talk, guys. So we talked a lot about product-led. So maybe it's good to dive a little bit into what's going on in the world today, and how does it impact us, product-led, all the things you talked about.
Yeah, I think it's we all know that AI is here, and it's as they say, it's here to stay. And the most important thing that we really know the value, of course, but also the risk of AI, and to educate ourselves very well and to understand what is responsible AI and what is really the ethics behind it. Yeah, it's we can do a lot with it, okay? And we are now having very powerful tool that we are selling products in Bol to our customers. We are also having close connection and collaboration with our partners, and we are in the middle. So we can be also like the one who is like balancing all this and making sure that we are protecting our customers. We are really collaborating in a very ethical way with our partners. And I'm happy that there's a lot of regulations, compliance, and things coming from the governments on us, like the AI Act and a lot of things like the GDPR and privacy regulations. And I think this is good for us. Sometimes it's difficult for engineering and for teams and for products. Oh, again, this kind of things. It's very important, and we really need to comply because then we have like protected our people. And at the same time, when we build things, AI is very attractive and you can do a lot with it. Try to really be responsible there. So I feel that it's a very powerful tool, but do we know how powerful is it? Especially with the agents and multi-agents and agents building agents and these kind of things. It's really going very crazy. And I think it's very important that we understand the power we have in our hands. So that's the thing that really keeps me up sometimes and at night, because it's, we didn't do it before, so we don't know how it will end. So what we can do now is to educate ourselves, understand better, and be really responsible.
Yeah, I love this indeed. This indeed exciting times, maybe a little bit scary even, but the point is to really take the responsibility and do it in the best way possible.
Yeah, and it is scary and exciting at times, and it also goes super fast.
Yeah,
I mean, the world has changed within 2-3 years ago. It was not there, and now everything is being AI.
Yeah,
and things are moving very, very fast. There's also coming back to the teams. I mean, finding value is iterating, let's say, learning as fast as possible. So it's also for teams very important also to keep up with the technology, but also keep up with the impact of the technology on every level. But also to find value very quickly, right? To really understand what needs to be there and iterating on that one, and do experiments which are short and sweet, and try to learn as fast as possible and deliver the value. But it's a very interesting time, exciting time. Yeah. But at the same time, it's also a lot of stressing time, because we need to move forward. Like the open AIs of this world are moving with a pace we have never seen before. So for us also as a company, we need to make sure that we keep it also that pace. That means for teams also to be smart in the way you approach work, and to make sure you get the value out of it, but also to think about other ways. You also using AI to iterate faster, learn faster. And we as a company have to grow faster also. So that's a very important part also of this AI movement. That we have to become, not 10x, but 100x. That's fast as it's going right now.
True. It's also interesting and where you have to be also a bit cautious, because I do see people wanting to add a lot of value, but they kind of forget it because they're like, yeah, but we can make something really cool and really, we think it's cool with AI. But then they tend to forget a bit of the customer-centric part, the value proposition. Does it actually really add something, or is it just we can easily make something like this? And that's also funny that I'm kind of seeing it around, not in the company, but just on socials, that people are just creating really cool stuff. But then if you actually ask the question of, but does it add any value? I'm like, it's cool.
It's cool.
It's cool.
It works.
Yeah. So it's funny.
Yeah, so it's the output over outcome driven, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the trap.
Yeah, you should really take it to your advantage instead of...
and at the same time, I think also for teams, it's not per se a bad mindset, but you always have to, let's say, challenge yourself also. Like, hey, we can do a lot of output, but if it's in the realm of experimenting what works, fine. But if you're doing it just because it's cool technology, you're in the wrong zone, basically. You really think about your way of working, because it doesn't really add value to no one. So, that's a good point. Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, we learned a lot today.
For sure, yeah.
A lot of lessons, a lot of tips, a lot of takeaways. I would really like to thank you, Noha and Michel, for everything you have given us in this episode. Super valuable for us, but I think for a lot of people. And maybe it would be nice to see you guys again after a while, to see what's going on, what's maybe happening with AI, maybe what you've learned on this topic, and what it can bring us even more.
Agreed. Yeah. thanks a lot for being here. And let's put all the links that you shared, the book covers and the references in the show notes.
Yeah.
The guitar.
And the guitar, yeah. I'm really curious about your smart love because now you really made me curious. I think I have two things to do. Man. You have a Spotify list and a lot of books to read.
Yeah.
You'll be busy the next holiday.
Sounds like a good Christmas.
Oh, so for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was very exciting. And, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Anytime.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
sure.